What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video I'm going to try to do the impossible, and that is to rank the top 10 best players in MLB The Show 19. Now let me tell you what I mean. I mean the best people that play the game in the community. That's who I'm going to rank from 1 to 10. Now on Twitter, I put out, I just wanted to get the feel. What was the word on the street? I wanted to hear what people thought. Some of the best players in the game, what they thought. Some of the people that watch a lot of streams that are really deep within the community, I wanted to know what they thought. Down in the comments section below, I would like to see what you think as well. But I'm going to try to do the impossible and rank the top 10. We're also going to have some honorable mentions because putting together this top 10 list is extremely difficult. Now, I gotta say also, this is just my opinion. It really truly means nothing, so I don't want anyone to try to get upset about my rankings. If I don't have you in the top 10, that doesn't mean you're not a top 10 player. It doesn't mean that at all. This is just what I've seen. This is just how I'm going to personally rank it. There's so many good players out there, it's like impossible to quantify into one. I'm just trying to do a comprehensive video on what I think most of us think is the top 10, if that makes sense. So please don't get upset. It doesn't mean that if you're not in the list, if you're not in the top 10, you're not in the honorable mentions, it doesn't mean that I think you're not good at the game, because there's so many players you could do like a top 100 list very, very easily. But without further ado, let's go first actually and look at some of the responses on Twitter to see what that vibe of the street was. Then I will give you the honorable mentions, and then I will give you the top 10. In the background, I just got, I was doing some moments because I'm going after Vlad Guerrero, so I wanted to put some gameplay so you guys have something to watch while I go over my list. Okay, so here was my tweet. If you had to rank the top 10 players that MLB The Show in the community, what would your list look like? Been thinking about making a video on this and want to see what you guys think. Thank you. So we're going to go through a couple of these. Cbrev, his list was number 1, Rebel, number 2, Notorious, number 3, Zoe, number 4, Mcgunn Ski, number 5, Kyle, number 6, Dios, number 7, Little Man, number 8, Zeke, number 9, Atoxy, and number 10, himself. That's a very good list. Oof Falcon has number 1, Rebel, number 2, Kyle, number 3, Digos, number 4, Gunsky, number 5, Cougs, and members of the Young Guns. Slim Genzi has Rebel, Cbrev, Mcgunn Ski, Kyle, Notorious, Digos. Jers chimed in with number 1, Jers, and number 2, a little busy at work. The rest of this isn't important, which was a great response. Jethro Jacinto, 1 through 10, Kevin God, another great response. EJ says Rebel, Notorious, BK, Little Man, Gunsky, Zeke, Kyle, J-Rod Houston, J-Rod Texas, and Cbrev. He also says he forgot Digas, put him after Kyle. Cream Frige, he says number 1, Cbrev, number 2, Rebel, number 3, Gunsky, number 4, Kyle, number 5, Atoxy, number 6, Notorious, number 7, Zeke, number 8, Digos, number 9, Pinky Power, and number 10, Samuel Adams. Brad chimes in with Rebel, Kyle, Little Man, Digos, Notorious, Gunsky, J-Rod, and 3 fillers. Black Chef J Taylor, he says Reb, Zeke, BK, Lit, Kyle, Digos, Little Man, Gunsky, and he also says forgot J-Rod, and he's just joking when he says he stinks though. Jays Carson says go to my league, Justin is 1 through 10. Dark Lord says number 1, Notorious, number 2, Reb, number 3, he does not know after. Shout out to Tane for chiming in as well. Looking forward to Tane getting back in the mix for MLB The Show 20. Phil says top 3 is Reb, Kyle, and Digos. Mcgunn says Rebel, Kyle, Zeke, Little Man, Gunsky, Digos, BK, the not crazy J-Rod, Lit, Notorious. Ray says Piggy Power, Rebel, Notorious, Digos, Cbrev. Jugsy says how amazing would it be to get these top guys together for an invitational type tourney, talking about an event for the ages. That would be amazing. I mean, like I said, that needs to happen. Perfect in-game content for the year. 2 gives us more criteria to go off as well. We got some other responses as well. I know Kyle responded. Let me go find his response. Kyle's response was not in order: me, Reb, Little Man, Digos, BK, Gunsky, Notorious, J-Rod, Zeke, and Lit. Since Zeke and Lit barely played this year, Cbrev and Otoxy can be in there too. I can't speak on dudes who I haven't really played against, but I've seen these dudes win tourneys and beat great dudes, so yeah. Master Flips list, he has Pitching Rebel, Notorious, The Machine 29, Mcgunn Ski, Optimuso, Zeke, BK, and your friend Kyle. And that's the end of his list. Truman Nation, who I'm going to be playing very soon. Truman was an absolute beast of the game. I wish the lifetime DD rankings could be made a little bit more accurate somehow. I'm sitting at 12th in the world. There's no shot this dude should be behind me. We were talking about possibly putting BR into these rankings. BR from Scuffy says BR is a more formula-based game, whether it's draft strategy, all-star difficult, luck, where a 9-inning game with 2 even teams shows truly who is the best, even though RNG does sometimes get in the way, but it gives the best representative on how to determine that, which I agree with. David says Rebel, Zeke, Kyle, Goss, BK, Little Man, Normal J-Rod, C-Brev, Otoxy, and Crazy J-Rod. And so those are all the responses that we got to that on Twitter today. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter at MovieGamingTV. All right, so let's get into our honorable mentions. First honorable mention that we have is Cardinal Bird 5, one of the godfathers of MLB The Show content, one of the best players of all time. The only reason he is outside of my top 10 is just because he really has not played a lot of MLB The Show the last couple years. If he was to come back, if he does like MLB The Show 20, he will easily, in my opinion, be back in the top 10 players. One of the greatest players of all time. Some people would say he is the greatest player of all time. Cardinal Bird 5 definitely gets an honorable mention, even though he has not played a lot lately. I think he's been playing a lot of franchise. Great dude, huge fan of Cardinal Bird 5's content and his game. I'm a big fan of Cardinal Bird 5. Definitely gets an honorable mention still. Our second honorable mention goes to Zeke. Zeke also has not played a lot of MLB The Show 19. And these rankings to me are kind of like where we are now. And if you played a lot of MLB The Show 19, it's really going to help you out in my rankings. It's more of like a current ranking as we go into the next game. I bet we will see Zeke back in MLB The Show 20. You know, he can rattle off a 12-0 at the drop of a hat, which isn't the hugest factor, but he was always up there in the top overall rankings, has won a lot of tournaments. A lot of people consider him one of the best players in the world. I have him in my honorable mention section, as well as It's Lit. I have It's Lit in my honorable mention section as well. He's won the challenge of the week multiple times. I haven't seen him play in too many tournaments, but It's Lit is really good. Really good. I think I have a video on my channel this year where I played against him earlier in the year. He just hasn't played as much lately, but at the drop of a hat, again, he could be back in the top 10 mix immediately, and he is in a lot of top 10 players. He is in a lot of people's lists for the top 10. I also have Pinky Power. Pinky Power this year is number 2 overall in ranked seasons rating. He's played a lot. He's one of the best players in the world, in my opinion. I know he can lose from time to time, but he's still a really good player. And I think he's just outside the top 10 this year for me, but he's a really good player. Needs to get into. I'd like to see him get into some more tournaments and play. Our next 2 honorable mentions, really, they to me are some BR gods. Now Zio, Gaming Zo, and they're both really good at ranked seasons is the thing too. They're, in my opinion, are the 2 best BR players in the world, but they also are very good at ranked seasons. That's why they're an honorable mention. Zoe, I think, went 12-0 like over 30 times at least before he stopped playing around. I want to say like August he stopped playing. One of my favorite streamers to watch as well. Just a great hitter. Really calm demeanor. I mean, he always has he is probably the best mental toughness out of anyone I've ever seen play MLB The Show. Really good hitter, and also razor sharp. I don't think a lot of you guys know about him, but you guys should. He has 52 12-0s on the year. He's got a great ranked seasons record. He just doesn't play a lot of ranked seasons compared to BR. But 52 12-0s, that's absolutely ridiculous when you think about it, how hard that would be to pull off, just the amount of time that would take to put in to play the game. I know Razor Sharp he's not I did not see him on a lot of people's lists, but in my opinion, he's one of the best players in the world. He knows the game inside and out. 52 12-0s, great. I'd like to see him get in some more tournaments as well, just to see where he would end up, because I know he can really play. We're going to start off with number 9. Because at number 10, honestly, guys, I do not have someone at number 10. Number 10 in the comment section below. Why don't you guys let me know down in the comment section below how you can get to the number 10 spot, how you guys in MLB 20 are going to get to that number 10 spot, or who do you think deserves the number 10 spot. I'm going to let the comment section decide this one. Whichever one gets the most likes, I'm going to pin at the top of the comment section. And I also want to say, guys, check out all these guys I'm about to list off on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube. Make sure you guys go check them out over there. All right, so the number 9 spot we have, it's J-Rod. J-Rod's won multiple tournaments. He is affiliated with Field of Streams, I believe. That is the group that he is with. One of the best players in the world. Great hitter, great pitcher. Has played well in a lot of tournaments. J-Rod is definitely a beast. He's coming in at our number 9 spot. J-Rod went 227-58 in ranked seasons this year with a 3.17 average and a 3.15 ERA, which is pretty damn good considering he played most of his time before the hitting patches really took effect, and also before a lot of the good hitting cards were released. At number 8, we have Casey's own Atoxy representing KC. I'm a big fan of Atoxy's game. Atoxy was able to win the ESL tournament, ended up winning $4,000 in the first ESL sponsored tournament this year. He was able to make it through the entire tournament of people. I think there was almost 3,000 people that played it. Atoxy won in the end over Find Aldo, who's a great player as well. But Atoxy was able to navigate his way through the entire tournament, got the win. Atoxy is currently affiliated with the MLB The Show team, The Mob. He is 273-72 on the year. Atoxy is in our number 8 spot. Coming in the number 7 spot is Little Man. Little Man is one of the nicest players in the entire community. He put up a 271-35 record this year. An amazing beast player. 360 average, 341 ERA. He is 26 on the lifetime leaderboards. Had a great run in the ESL tournament this year. Little Man is one of the best players and best people in the entire community. Shout out to Little Man. He is the 7th best player in MLB The Show this year in these current power rankings, and he's been one of the best players for a long time. Coming in the number 6 spot, we have Notorious. Notorious was one of the most popular people that people in the tweet today responded to put him in the top 10. I'm very glad that I asked people because I hadn't thought about his abilities in quite a while, to be honest with you. Shout out to Notorious. He's rated my stream multiple times. 181-10. His record for the year in ranked seasons is 181-10. And what I really think is more impressive a lot of times than playing a lot of games is just the fact that people just don't lose. That is a very Cardinal Bird-esque trait. He would have tons of wins and he would almost never, ever lose. Shout out to Notorious. He comes in at the number 6 spot on my rankings. I know a lot of people will have him a lot higher. I don't think he's been playing as much lately, so that kind of makes him go down on the list. He's won big tournaments in the past. He's a great player. Shout out to Notorious at the number 6 spot. At the number 5 spot in our power rankings, we have Mcgunn Ski. Now, Mcgunn Ski has really blown up on Twitch and YouTube this year. He's an absolute beast. 418 wins, 85 losses. He has won 418 times and only lost 85 times. And he's played with a lot of different team builds lately over on YouTube. You guys need to go check him out. Arguably, in my opinion, the best hitter in the entire community is Mcgunn Ski. Just great hand-eye coordination. He's being repped by Field of Streams right now. I should say also Notorious, I believe, is a part of the Young Guns. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think he is. But anyways, Mcgunn Ski, repped by Field of Streams, one of the best players of all time. He's been at it for a long time. Great YouTube channel. Go check him out. 418-85, 359 average, 386 ERA. If you guys haven't heard of him, you guys need to immediately. He's an absolute beast. Go check him out on YouTube. All right, so we're getting into the nitty gritty here. At our number 4 spot, I have Digos. Digos is one of my favorite streamers to watch. He is currently 3rd on the ranked seasons leaderboards. He's been in the top fray of the leaderboards for the past few years. But even this year, coming in at the number 3 spot is Digos. He can use a variety of different cards. He's a former catcher. I do have a video on my channel with him. I'm hoping to make some more collabs with him this year. He is 527 and 147 on the year. And I'm telling you, he doesn't always just use the very best cards. He'll mix it up and try different cards. He's very, very, very difficult to beat. You can be up multiple runs and he'll come back. He could be on the road in an MLB stadium and he'll still win. DGOS has a great underrated Twitch stream that you guys need to check out. I think he's going to get his feet wet with YouTube this year. Please go check him out. DGOS is he is seriously one of the best, most chill streams. Great gameplay, great dude. He's coming in at our number 4 spot this year for the power rankings. DGOS at number 4. Congratulations to DGOS. Our number 3 spot goes to Kyle Next Door. Kyle Next Door is obviously one of the best players in the entire world. He's been taking off this year on YouTube and Twitch. Everybody's best friend, your friend Kyle, man. 552 and 146, arguably in my opinion the best pitcher in the entire YouTube, or the best pitcher in the entire MLB community, let alone the YouTube community. He can also hit. He is no slouch at hitting at all. He also is really good in wagers. He can play for money, and he doesn't get scared. He's a multiple tournament winner. He's an absolute beast. Guys, go check out his YouTube channel. He's blowing up right now. He's been blowing up all year on Twitch. MLB 20 is going to be huge for him. One of my favorite dudes. I'm just very, very happy to see all the success that he's having. He's built for YouTube, man. He's gonna make great content from here on out. And the sky's the limit right now for your friend Kyle. And he comes in at number 3 on our power rankings. Now, the number 2 player I have ranked right now, you guys need to go subscribe to him on YouTube and Twitch. He needs more people watching him. He honestly reminds me the most of Cardinal Bird. That's kind of who I had in mind when I saw him start to play for the first time. The number 2 player this year is Cbrev. Cbrev won 3 tournaments by my count. He's won 3 tournaments where, you know, there's a bunch of people in them for money. He can beat anybody. He can use a variety of different cards. He's a great pitcher. He's a great hitter. He's a very smart player. He's probably the smartest player in all of MLB The Show. Great mental toughness. Very good dude, man. Very fun to watch his streams. He's trying to get out some more YouTube content. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. If you want to get better at the game, you want to be entertained, you want to think analytically about baseball and this game and get better at it, please go subscribe to Cbrev. He is my number 2 player this year. I think he could be anybody. Anybody in this top 10 could be anybody else in the top 10. No problems, no questions asked. But Cbrev to me is the second best player in the community right now. He had, listen to this. Here's a little factoid about Cbrev. He put 3 different accounts in the top 50 last season. Just this past season, I know there aren't as many people playing, but 3 different accounts, not just in the World Series, but in the top 50. The guy can really play. Go check him out. And the number 1 spot this year, it goes to KevGOD. He's I'm just kidding. No, Kevin is actually a good player. He's eventually going to go 12-0. He doesn't play on the strike zone camera, so I think that actually makes it so much harder to play. But eventually, Kevin, if you're watching this, man, you will get that 12-0. You're not currently in the top 10 this year, but you are definitely in the top 10, if not number 1, for being the most entertaining content creator this year. We might have to do a list on that as well. Let me know down in the comments below. But let's get to the real number 1. Our number 1 player this year is Pitching Rebel, and Pitching Rebel has been on top of the leaderboard since MLB 15. He has been the best player in the community, in my opinion. This year, he sits atop by himself by lots of points still. He is the number 1 player in ranked seasons. If you go to the lifetime leaderboards, he generally wins every single season. He has 773 wins on the year, 119 losses, a 367 average with a 4.17 ERA. He is one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter in the MLB The Show community. He's also very good at pitching. He's also very good at defense. There's absolutely no weakness in his game. He started to stream and make YouTube content. I highly suggest you guys check that out. It's one of my favorite streams to watch and one of my favorite YouTube channels that's just getting going. Rebel's really cool. I'm a big fan of Rebel's game. I've known him for a long time. I ended up meeting him a long time ago in MLB The Show 16, and he's just an absolute beast. I like to build. What I like to see out of Rebel is I like to see which cards that he likes, because honestly, I like to build my team almost to the T. You know, there's going to be some slight differences here and there in pitching and stuff like that, but I always like to see which cards he's using, because I think he builds like the best team, like, you know, great power teams. You know, I really like the way he puts together a team. So Rebel this year is at our number 1 spot. Guys, this video, again, I don't want anyone to get upset about this. There's so many players that I could tell you guys about that could easily make a run for the top 10 once we start out MLB The Show 20. We might do another one for that. If there's some more tournaments, we might be able to update this list later. Should we do a top 10 for creators? There's so many great creators that I want to shine a light on in our community. There's so many great players, like I said, as well. So I don't want anyone to get upset. If you feel like there's somebody that should have made the list, put them down in the comments below. Show them love. You know, put their YouTube down there, their Twitch down there. That's all gravy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.